Welcome to Heartspace Haven, a place to pause, breathe, reconnect with your heart, and come back to yourself. I'm Nancy, and I'm glad you're here. Have you ever had one of those days, or maybe one of those weeks, where you're just so tired of being tired? You wake up tired. You go through the day tired. You do all the things you're supposed to do, and somehow you're still tired. And then, because apparently being tired wasn't enough, your brain starts asking, why am I so tired? What is wrong with me? Why can't I keep up? Why can't I just get my act together? And eventually you're sitting there thinking, okay, I'm so tired of being tired. What the F do I do now? If that's you, first of all, you're not alone. And second, maybe we don't need to immediately figure out how to fix you. Because here's something I've been thinking about and wanting to share for a while. Maybe the answer isn't always to figure out how to become less tired so you can go back to doing more stuff. Let that one sit for just a second or two. Because I think sometimes that's exactly what we do. We're tired. So we start looking for ways to become better at not being tired. We need a better morning routine, a better schedule, more discipline, more productivity, a new supplement, another system, another list, another thing we're supposed to do. And yes, these work. They can be very helpful. But sometimes, what I've found out personally, we're simply asking an exhausted person, exhausted self, to become better at managing our exhaustion. And maybe, just maybe, that's not what you need. Maybe you need to stop for a minute, or two, or 20. Not forever. Not necessarily for the rest of the day. Just a little while. Give yourself a minute. And instead of immediately asking, how do I fix this? What if you asked, what do I need right now? That's a very different question. And you don't have to come up with something profound like changing some kind of life-changing answer. Maybe you just need 5 quiet minutes. Maybe you need to eat something. Maybe you're hangry. Maybe you need to go outside. Maybe you need some sleep or just a moment to rest. Close your eyes. Maybe you need to stop answering everybody else's messages. Maybe you need to say no to something. Maybe you need to cry. There's nothing wrong with crying. Maybe you need somebody to listen. Maybe you need to stop trying to solve everything tonight or right now, right this minute. Or maybe you genuinely don't know what you need yet, and that is absolutely, totally okay. So let's try something. You can do this sitting exactly where you are. You don't need to change your clothes. You don't need a yoga mat. You don't need to get into some special position. Just pause. Let yourself settle for a moment. Take a slow breath in. Let it out. And again, a slow breath in. Let it out slowly. And one more. Breath in, breath out. And now, without trying to fix anything, I mean anything, allow it to be. Ask yourself, what do I need right now? And if you need a little help, place your hands on your heart and ask again, what do I need right now? And then you just wait. You don't have to force an answer. Just notice what comes up. Maybe there's a word. Maybe there's a feeling. Maybe there's an image, a color. Maybe there's a smell. Maybe there's absolutely nothing at all, and that's okay. Maybe you need nothing right now. And if you do notice something, ask yourself, what is one small thing I could give myself right now? Not 10 things, not a complete life overhaul. One small thing. Maybe it's 5 minutes of quiet. Maybe it's putting down the phone. I know you might be using the phone right now, so wait just a couple minutes till we finish. Maybe it's drinking some water. Maybe it's stepping outside. Maybe it's giving yourself permission to leave something until tomorrow or next week. Maybe it's simply saying, I don't have to figure everything out right now. And I want to say something else, because I think a lot of us have quietly learned that we have to earn our rest. We can rest when the work is done, when everybody else is taken care of, when the house is clean, when the emails are answered, when that list is all finished and checked off, when we've been productive enough according to whatever enough is. Except, what is the list ever actually, when is it, I should say, is that list actually finished? There's always something. There's always something else. So maybe rest can't always be something we earn right after we've completed everything. Maybe rest is something we allow ourselves to receive along the way. Even in small moments, small little pieces, a few quiet breaths, a moment outside, sitting in the car for 5 minutes before you go inside, or even going outside to sit in your car for 5 minutes to get away from everybody. That works too. Turning off the noise, turning on some music, lying down without feeling like you have to justify it, or you're not allowed to do it. Letting yourself simply be. Just be. And if you've been tired for a while, I don't want you to turn this into another thing you think you're doing wrong. Please don't make I need to listen to myself more into another item on your to-do list. This isn't another assignment. It's not homework. It's an invitation. It's an invitation to become a little more curious about yourself. Instead of what's wrong with me, perhaps what is happening with me. Instead of what do I have to make this go away? It's like, what do I have to do? Perhaps you could say, what might I need right now? Instead of, how do I get back to normal? Perhaps, what would feel more supportive today? What would really help me right now in this moment? These are all different questions. And sometimes a different question is enough to create a little space. You don't have to figure out your whole life today. You don't have to figure out your whole day today. You don't have to become a brand new, well-rested, perfectly balanced human being by tomorrow morning. And you definitely don't need another 27-step morning routine. Maybe today, you simply notice, you pause, you listen, and you give yourself one small thing you need. That's enough. And if you're still tired tomorrow, you can listen again. You can pause again. You can ask again, what do I need right now? You can even place those hands on your heart again and ask, what do I need right now? Because coming back to yourself isn't usually one big dramatic moment. Sometimes it's just a series of tiny moments where we remember to listen. So if you're tired of being tired, I hope you remember this. You don't have to fix yourself. Maybe you just need a little space to listen. And maybe the next thing, or the next kind thing you can do for yourself doesn't need to be big. Maybe it can be very, very small. Take what you need, leave what you don't, and come back to your heart. If you're feeling overwhelmed and you need a quick little place to start, I've created a free quick reset toolkit for sensitive souls. It has a few simple practices you can come back to when you need a pause. You'll find it linked below. And if you'd like more little spaces to pause, breathe, and reconnect with yourself, subscribe to this channel, Heartspace Haven. I'd love to have you here. Take what you need, leave what you don't, and come back to your heart always. Thank you.